Hey guys. All right. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Erin Barton, and I'm a Sapphire Ambassador for those of you who don't know. And I am going to do a little talking tonight about how to close a sale. So this has been a big topic of question. A lot of people struggle with this. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys tonight about some tips and just a little bit of information about sales and so on and so forth. So what you guys have to remember is all of us are salespeople. If you're a mother, if you're a wife, a husband, if you were a child, if you've got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or you live in a family, you've taken a vacation, you've gone out to dinner with your friends, you wanted to go to a concert, you are a salesperson. You've been in sales. We talk about sharing all the time, sharing our products, sharing the opportunity. And a lot of people are turned off by the word sales. But what we have to all understand is that it is human nature. We sell all the time. So when we, are dating someone, it's like, oh, you like this music? I like that music too. Or you should go to this restaurant. It is amazing. You'll love the food. It's so good. I had this before, that before, whatever. We are constantly in a state of sales all the time. We are persuading people to see our viewpoints. We are persuading people to want the food that we want, to go to the places we want to go to get our kids to eat their vegetables, to go to bed on time. It is a daily thing in our lives all the time. We're all doing it all the time, even though we don't necessarily call it sales. That is what it is, right? I'm sure many of you can relate if you're on this video or watching the replay. I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from that point of view. A couple of things I want to share with you, a couple facts and figures. 1 in 9 people are in sales. Okay, 1 out of every 9 people are in sales. And out of the 9, 8 out of the other 9 spend 40% of their time influencing people on a daily basis as a career, right? So even if you're not a salesperson, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a doctor, a vet, you're spending a lot of your time in your career influencing other people, right? So even though you might not think so, you're doing it anyway. So getting back to Plexus, most people are impulse buyers, right? So what people do when they're in sales is they try to nudge people without pushing them, right? You never want to be a pushy salesperson, and that is a big fear among a lot of us is being pushy. We don't want to be pushy, but we would like to nudge someone without necessarily pushing them into the sale, right? And that is common through all marketing. It's like when you go to the grocery store or you go to Walmart or Target and you're walking down the aisle, and the narrower the aisle is, the quicker you move, and the wider the aisle is, the slower you move. So when you get to the end of the aisles and they widen way out, they always have these big bins of DVDs or some hot product that they're trying to really, really sell. They set up in the center aisles because people tend to slow down and look at all of that stuff. So they buy on impulse by seeing things, or, if you're a woman and you go to Target, you know exactly what I'm talking about because no one gets out of Target without spending $200, right? You go because you want one thing and you leave with 10 because they're on sale or it was a great deal or it's so cute or whatever. We all tend to do that kind of stuff. It's just human nature. So a couple things about face-to-face sales. So if you're someone who likes to meet people face-to-face, there's a few things that you can do to improve your closing. One is eye contact. If you maintain eye contact 40% of the time or more, your chance of the sale increases dramatically. Another thing is handing them something. So there was a study done where they had and they were going to interview a person for a job, right? So they gave one half of the room a clipboard with a person's resume, and it was a really light clipboard. And they gave the other half of the room the same resume, but it was on a heavy clipboard. And then they asked them, like, do you think this person is a good candidate? And of course, all the people who had the heavy clipboard said yes, and all the people who had the light clipboard said no, because it's just human nature that weight or having something in your hand that you feel has value is going to make you want to purchase or hire or do whatever that is. So if you give them a sample or you have a catalog, your chances of selling them a product is much, much higher. It's much greater. Sorry, I'm checking my notes a little bit here. Something else that you can do is if you are talking to someone who's very, very skeptical, you'll want to maybe cover all the reasons why they wouldn't want to order first, because they're not expecting that, right? They're expecting you to sell them the product and tell them why they would want it instead of telling them why they might not want the product and then turning it around at the end and telling them all the reasons why after you've already told them the reasons why they wouldn't want that. And obviously, if they're a happy, cheerful person and they are really interested, you would just present the positives to them. Another thing that is a big, well, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Something else that you want to consider. So there was a study done about options, right? People get overwhelmed if you give them too many choices. So you never want to give someone your web address and say, here, go to my site and check it out. They will 9 times out of 10 not purchase because there's too much on there. They don't know what to buy. They don't know what packages. It's very, very overwhelming. So statistics show if you give them 2 options. So let's say right now, lots of people are trying to enroll new investors, even if it's at wholesale, because they're winning a contest or a prize or wanting to rank up, whatever. If you give them 2 options, they're always going to choose the cheaper option, right? So if you say, well, you can get a $199 welcome pack or a $99, they're always going to choose the $99, okay? But if you change that to 3 options, they will pick the middle option because they don't want to make the wrong decision. So they'll pick what's right in the center. So if you give them 3 options to purchase, they're always going to pick the middle option. So remember that when you're talking to your investors or potentials, you might want to say, like, there's this $199 welcome pack or this one or a $99. Or there is, retail preferred or wholesale, or retail wholesale preferred, whichever direction that you want them to go. 3 options is the best way, and make sure you put the one that you want them to take in the middle because chances are they'll purchase the one in the middle. Let's see. There's 5 reasons why people don't buy: money, time, need, urgency, or trust, right? It's usually never about the money. A lot of people feel like money is an objection that they have to overcome. And I'll probably talk about this on another training call, but it's usually never about the money. It's always about value. So if they don't trust you, you could struggle definitely to sell them. If they don't feel like they need the product, or they have the time to use it, or the time to listen to you, you're going to really struggle. So the big one right there is urgency. You have to create urgency when you're trying to close a customer, because that's how you overcome those objections of time, money, need, trust. So how do you do that? When you are in a sales, I'm going to take you back a little bit. I used to sell cars. So when you're talking to a customer, you've got to know your customer, right? You want to, even if you've just met them, it doesn't take very long to figure out people's needs, desires, what do they want? And those are what we call like hot buttons, right? So the way to create urgency is to learn your customer. Find out What is their hot buttons? Are they wanting a healthier family? Do they feel sick? Are they tired? Are they lacking energy? Are they in need of better finances? What is your target there? Because that is what's going to help you close your customer, right? Because they might say something like, I'm just so tired of feeling tired, right? So right there, you can remember that. You can put it in your memory bank so that you can use it to help close the customer. Like, remember when you told me you were totally exhausted? This is why you need to purchase the product, because X, Y, and Z. And if you can relate to the customer, that is a place where you could use the feel, felt, found method. Especially if you're in a similar situation. So like lots of moms sell to moms. We typically tend to sell to people that we are like, right? Because those are our friends, our networks, are similar people with similar issues, similar lifestyles and all that. So if you use the feel, felt, found method, like, oh, I totally know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is when I took Slim and Metaburn, all of a sudden I felt amazing, you know? And you will feel amazing too, right? So that is a great way to close a customer and to create the urgency. Like, aren't you tired of feeling tired? You just told me that. So this is how you can feel amazing, right? A lot of it is in your language and your mindset. So the reason why I opened up and was talking about how we're all in sales all the time anyway is because that is part of your mindset. Your mindset when you're going in to sell something has a lot to do with the language that you use, right? A lot of times, if we're hesitant about sales or hesitant about asking a person to purchase from us, it's going to show in our language. There's a big difference between saying to someone, I want to share this with you because I know you weren't feeling very well. I'm not sure if it would fit in your budget or if it's really for you, but I would really like to share it with you. And I think you might like it, right? There's a big difference between that and saying, hey, I totally know how you feel because I was in your shoes and now I feel amazing and I know you will feel amazing too, right? Big difference in the language that you're using. You always want to assume that they're going to purchase from you or that they're going to want to purchase from you. So using that language, like when you try the products, you are going to love them. You are going to feel amazing. You are going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy. I can't wait for you to get started. You know, those type of language is what is going to help you close your sale versus have to do another follow-up. Now, there is lots and lots and lots of follow-up in this business because only 2% of people purchase on the first interaction. 2%. That's it. 5% on the third interaction, 10% on the fourth, and 80% of people purchase on the fifth or subsequent contact, right? 5 or more, you guys. So make sure that when someone tells you no, you're still putting them on that follow-up list because that is going to impact the sales and closing that you have greatly. People are busy. People have lots of things going on. They have kids, they have events, they have graduation, vacations, work, workouts, whatever they have going on in their lives. It is broad and their lives are busy. So it takes a lot of follow-up to close those sales, right? Don't ever be afraid to ask for the close. Sorry, my dogs are barking. That is really, really, really a big part of it. There's a girl on our team, Joanna. She's awesome at doing the close or at asking for the sale. And something that she does that works amazing for her is she point blank will say, can I get you signed up? Would you like me to fill out the information and get you started, or do you want to do it yourself? I can get it ready for you, and then you can just log in and pay for it at the checkout, or I can do all of that for you. She has great success with that because she's assuming that they want to get started. Let's get you started right now. Do you want me to do it for you, or would you like to do it? And then she a lot of times sets up their account for them, gets everything in the cart. Then all they have to do is log in and pay. It's amazing. It's a really Great tip that she shared with us before. It works really well. Something else that I want to cover quickly before I let you guys go is color personalities, right? We talk about it a lot. If you don't know what they are, you can look it up afterwards or ask me, shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to share this with you. But I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about color personalities and sales, because sometimes people may not feel that they have a strength in sales because of their personality. So a person with a red personality, which is like me, I'm a red, I am kind of I was in sales before, right? So it feels natural to me. But the reason why reds are fairly successful in sales is because they are more goal oriented, right? If someone tells me that they don't feel good, it's my mission to make them feel good. Like I'm an achiever from that standpoint. And so if you tell me that you can't pay your bills and you really want to, I'm going to figure out a way to make that happen, right? It's part of our personality to be driven and determined and going after the sale. So when I was in the car business, I loved closing deals. It was like a high almost, right? This person came in, said they want a vehicle. I was able to find them the right one, the right fit, negotiate the deal, whatever. And it felt good. So when we aren't closing deals or aren't helping people in our situation now, of course we're in the business of helping other people. So if that isn't happening, it tends to stress us out, make us feel bad, and that type of thing. So although we're really good at it, it can also be our downfall because we're not very patient. But if you are, let's say, a blue personality, blue people love to have fun. They're always busy and doing the next thing. So 9 times out of 10, if you're talking to a blue and they're telling you to do something, and you want to have a good time, you want to feel good, you want to have energy, whatever, you will purchase from them because you know that about them, right? So that's what helps them be great salespeople, because they are exciting and fun and they feel good and they're upbeat and positive, and people love that, right? People love that. If you're a yellow personality and you're a helper, a nurse, a teacher, are common careers for someone like that, most of the time people trust yellows the most because they're always helping someone. They're always going out of their way to do something kind for someone else. So if you are a yellow, that is a great tool for you, because most people will trust you because they know that you're not going to steer them the wrong direction, because your heart is just so dang big that you would never do that. So that is a great sales avenue for a yellow. And greens are our analytical people. They study, they engineers and people like that who find out all the information. Your great sales tool is that everyone knows that you've researched this product all the way until you are confident that it is the best product for you. And so people will trust your opinion based on the fact that they know that you've done your research and that you are particular about what you purchase. And that is a great sales tool for you. I am going to do a little bit of a series on this. So I wanted to have a guest speaker on tonight and have her give you some of her tips, but she was not available at 9. So that didn't work out tonight. But so we'll be doing another call. We'll have some people who are in Plexus give you some of their tips and tools as far as overcoming objections, how they close their sales, and what they do. And so hopefully that will be some great tools for you. So just to recap, don't forget, ask for the sale. Make sure you follow up. Create urgency with a person by using their hot buttons that you have previously found out about. So make sure that you are going back to the reason why they would need Plexus to begin with. The reason that they told you, right? How are they feeling? What do they need? You need to be asking questions and listening to that person to make sure that you have the right buttons to push in order to close that deal. And so you're creating urgency. offer 3 options, right? The middle one is going to be your best option all the time. And let's see. I guess that's most of my recap. So hopefully that helps those of you who are struggling to make sales and closing. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help at any time. Otherwise, have a wonderful night.